Have you ever wondered how you can get better quality sleep, wake up feeling recovered, and just kind of mimic those days when you wake up feeling on top of the world and minimize the days when you wake up feeling tired, exhausted, run down, like you didn't sleep, you didn't get any recovery? Well, that's what we're going to be talking about today on the podcast episode. So, if you've ever wondered how to get more sleep in less time or how to get the proper levels of deep sleep and REM sleep to recover your body and your mind at night without necessarily having to be in bed for 8 hours, well, that's what we're diving into today. You're listening to the Low Carb Hustle, home of your $1,000,000 body method. My name is Nate Palmer. I've been a coach since 2008 and helped over 1,200 people level up their health and fitness. My mission is simple: to show you how to get lean, strong, and energetic so that you can absolutely crush your goals and dominate your life. So if you're ready to learn how to get 8 hours of sleep in 6 hours or less, well, then stick around. Let's do this. Welcome back to Low Carb Hustle. Today, I want to talk about something that's been a game changer for me: sleep. This is something that I've been very focused on for the last several months. Basically, all of 2024 has been a bit of a struggle for me. The reason for that is because I have set up like a goal of mine to train jujitsu more frequently. And really the only way I can do that without impacting time with family or, like putting a lot more stuff on my wife is by getting there early in the morning and getting it done before the day really starts. So I can get home by the time the kids are waking up and start helping out, getting them ready for school, getting them off to school, that sort of thing. But in order to do that, I am waking up around 5 a.m, which is not necessarily giving me the amount of sleep I used to have. I used to wake up at 6:30, so I had another 90 minutes to sleep. And now without that extra 90 minutes, sometimes I'm getting like, 5.5 to 7 hours of sleep. And it just was kind of killing me. So I started researching a lot about sleep. And what I was finding was that the majority of people are not getting 90 minutes of REM sleep and 90 minutes of deep sleep, which is kind of what you're supposed to be getting in about 8 hours. So I've made a big goal of trying to hit those numbers: 90 minutes of deep, 90 minutes of REM sleep, regardless of how much time I have in bed. So most people think that getting sleep is just about logging more hours, but it's really not the whole story. The secret is quality. And when your sleep quality is off, it affects everything: your health, work, relationships. Did you know that people who sleep less than 7 hours consume an extra 380 calories per day? That's like a whole meal. Lack of sleep makes you hungrier. It makes me crankier. It makes me way less productive. I don't know about you. And then long term, it's even worse. And I have a history of Alzheimer's in my family, so this is something that is very spooky to me. But higher cortisol, you get extra belly fat, heart disease pops up, dementia, Alzheimer's, all those things are long term results of low sleep or low quality sleep. But what I'm here to tell you is kind of on the other side of that. It doesn't have to be this way. You can get 8 hours of sleep in 6 hours if you just follow some specific frameworks and make sure that you're doing a couple things right during the day. That's what my 8 and 6 sleep program is all about. I'm going to show you how you can utilize some of these skills to improve your health, improve your happiness, improve your energy on a day-to-day basis. So let's talk about where a lot of people are right now: struggling with poor sleep, just feeling kind of low grade tired all the time. So here's what happens when you don't get the sleep that your body needs. Number one, you're going to wake up tired. Doesn't matter if you were in bed for 8 hours. If you're deep and your REM sleep are interrupted or they're not on point, you're going to feel groggy. Some people even feel groggy after like 9 hours of sleep. Second, your patience. This was a big thing for me. When I was waking up with limited amounts of sleep, the patience was gone. Like my kids would say something, it wasn't even a big deal, and I just snap at them. And I felt so bad afterwards. I was just always beating myself up. I'm like, why are you like this? Can you just chill out? But that's just the sleep deprivation talking. And then third, I was craving junk food all day. I just wanted sugars, just wanted sweets. Because when you're low on energy from a sleep perspective, your body's like, we're going to find some energy somewhere else. So it gives you cravings so that you eat more sugars and carbs to give yourself more energy, which, let's face it, that never works. But what all about the long-term perspective? Because this is really where it gets serious. Anyone can get through a day with low sleep and, you just kind of push through, and then you go to sleep again and you're like, all right, well, try again tomorrow. But poor sleep is really linked to increased cortisol, increased levels of stress, and that stores fat right around your belly. So having increased cortisol long-term just causes high amounts of inflammation in your body, increased belly fat, increased visceral fat. It's all bad. Number two is a weakened immune system. So you're getting sick a lot more often here. And the crazy thing is that just one night of poor sleep can reduce your immune function by up to 70%. So I don't know about you, but whenever I travel for work and end up staying out later, I'm not in my bed. I'm waking up early to do things. I'm really really blessed to whenever I travel, I have sometimes I have an opportunity to train people in the morning. So if I'm at a conference, sometimes I'll take people through a workout real early. But like most conferences go late, there's happy hours, there's a lot of stuff going on. So I'm not getting a ton of sleep. And I always was feeling like just a decreased immune system. I come home with a little scratchy throat, coughs a little bit, and just like, man, was it even worth it? So this just means you're more likely to catch colds. You're more likely to get sick. You recover slower from illnesses. If you've ever been wondering why you're always the one who catching the bug in your house that your kids bring home, that could be why. There's also an increased risk of heart attack and stroke. People who sleep less than 6 hours a night are 48% more likely to develop heart disease. Like 50% chance of getting heart disease. That's crazy. And then they're 15% more likely to have a stroke as well. Your heart needs rest to recover. And without getting enough sleep, you're actually aging your cardiovascular system faster. And then lack of sleep also messes with your hunger hormones, increasing your ghrelin, which is your hunger signal hormone, and decreasing leptin, which is your fullness signal. So the less sleep you get, the more those two things, which should be in one direction, get completely reversed. Your body gets thrown off kilter. So like I said earlier, people who sleep less than 7 hours usually consume an extra 380, 400 calories per day, get another full meal in. And most of the time it's because they're grazing and they're just hungry for sugar. From an emotional perspective, though, I think this is really, really important and was one of the big reasons why I wanted to take a deep look at my sleep, is because it really low sleep, the days when I woke up and I was just getting poor sleep, or when I was tracking it, it wasn't looking good on my Oura ring. I got increased irritability. I got more mood swings. And I'm not really a moody person, but I would really feel it on those days because sleep deprived people are 60% more reactive to negative emotions, which means that you're more likely to snap at your kids, you snap at your partner, or just like be reactive instead of active. Even if it's something small. And that's where I was at. You're also essentially just running on an emotionally short fuse, which can damage relationships over time. I don't know if you've ever been around people who have a short emotional fuse. They're not that much fun to be around. And then higher stress levels, higher anxiety levels obviously play a big factor here, because poor sleep cranks up your cortisol levels, which causes more stress. It keeps you in fight or flight mode. And, being in fight or flight mode is fine if you're at the gym, you're training, every so often you're in traffic, you got to make a quick move. But being in a low grade fight or flight all day long just wears you down, wears your immune system down, wears your mental health down. It builds up anxiety. It's just all negative. Creates a vicious cycle. So high stress makes it hard to sleep. Lack of sleep makes you more stressed. Over time, it can feel like you're constantly on edge and just unable to relax. Or you're so tired at night, then you lay in bed and your mind just keeps spinning. That's where I was at. And then I was noticing like a kind of a negative impact on my professional life as well. My creativity and my focus were off, where I felt like every 45 seconds I was just checking Instagram, or I was on my phone, or I was doing something that wasn't necessarily productive in the time that I had allotted to literally sit down and be productive. But that's because a lot of studies show that sleep deprivation reduces problem solving ability and creativity by over 30%, which is a massive downgrade in just one night of poor sleep. But if I think about it, if I look back, like how many good decisions am I making when my brain feels like it's running on fumes? Poor sleep literally shrinks the part of your brain that's responsible for critical thinking and focus, which means you're working harder, but you're getting less done. So it's a nasty spiral that you can get into. And the thing that I noticed is that these problems didn't just stay in their lanes. They kind of rippled into every other part of my life. Poor health made me less active and less desiring to go to the gym and train, more prone to illness. So I had to take more time off anyways. Emotional reactivity was creating tension in my relationships with my wife and my kids. And then lack of focus at work limited my ability to achieve the goals I had set, because I was constantly felt like I was behind. I was catching up. I never could do what was on the to-do list. But here's the thing, is all of this stuff's reversible. When you fix your sleep, you fix almost everything else. And that's really what I want for you, because it made me so much of a better person. So imagine this. You wake up tomorrow, you feel fully rested, not just okay, but like refreshed, ready to go, like ready to take on the day. Like you already had a cup of coffee when you woke up. Like that's the vibe we're going for. So what that looks like to me is like I wake up and I have the energy to crush my workout. I get out of bed without needing an alarm. I'm ready to roll to the gym or roll to jiu-jitsu and train. I'm ready to meal prep. I feel motivated. I feel excited. And I feel like I'm ready to show up for my family, ready to like, if my wife's not having a great day, I'm like, all right, great. I can step up. I got this. No problem. I feel calm and patient. I don't feel like I'm snapping at my kids or stressing over like the little things. I'm able to let a lot of things go. Someone honks at me, I'm not stressed about it. I'm clear-headed at work. I'm firing on all cylinders. I'm getting more work done in less time. I'm checking stuff off my to-do list. I'm being tactical and focused. And then when I'm rested, I actually feel more motivated to take care of myself, and that's like, eating better, exercising, or just showing up with the best version of myself for myself, for my family, for my clients, etc. So sleep isn't just about feeling good. It's about really becoming unstoppable. And that's what I want for you. That's what I want for me. That's what I want for all my clients, because I think that sleep is such a huge cornerstone of fitness and getting the results we want, whether it's to get lean for life, to build some muscle, to have the energy. This is such an important piece. I've noticed a lot of times when people fix their sleep, all these other pieces just magically fall into place. They're having such a hard time getting their workouts in. They weren't prepping their foods. They weren't eating healthy. They fix their sleep. They get, they're getting 90 minutes of deep sleep, 90 minutes of REM sleep. And all of a sudden, those other things just magically fall into place. So here's the deal is that as I put out a system called the 8 and 6 sleep program. So 8 hours of sleep in 6 hours. And it's a complete system. So rather than going into all the nitty gritty details of exactly how to set up your bedroom environment, your PM environment, I just want to tell you a little bit about it, because I know most people are not going to just take action from hearing the details. And you can only hear about like make your room cool so often before you're like, oh, I'm going to tune that out. It's like when I talk about fitness, but I'm always like, drink more water, go for walks. People are like, yeah. So the thing is that this is not something you just do piecemeal. It's not like I'll add blackout curtains and all of a sudden it fixed everything. This is like a full day, not only physical, but also like a mental piece. Like you have to have the right mindset. You have to have the right AM routine. You have to have the right PM routine. You set up your bedroom environment. You set up your bed environment. But once you do these things once or twice, it's like, oh, that wasn't that hard at all. And the benefits are insane. The cost to benefit ratio on something like this is so high. And that's what I think makes it so effective. So like, let's say you're struggling with racing thoughts before bed and it's keeping you awake. There's just a simple 5-minute practice you can do that clears your minds and sets you up to actually get the REM sleep that your body craves. It's easy, it works, and it doesn't cost you a lot to set aside these little pieces of time to facilitate better sleep. And especially what's crazy is that most people, when they start implementing stuff in the 8 and 6 sleep system, even if they're only sleeping 6 hours, they're able to bump that level up and they start getting 6.5, 7 hours consistently using some of these protocols. It's money. Maybe you're waking up tired, even though you already got 8 hours. That's because your deep sleep is probably being interrupted. And the fix for that, it's as simple as optimizing your environment. Things like temperature, noise, and how you breathe at night. We got a lot of little tactics around that to make sure that you have all those pieces in place. So that way, when you go to sleep, you're able to fall into deep sleep right away and stay there for the minimum of 90 minutes. And I always feel better when I get about an hour 45 of deep sleep. And if you're feeling stressed or reactive during the day, the problem could be your cortisol levels. So a quick shift in your morning routine can help you reset those levels, help you start your day calm and in control, which is going to lead to deeper sleep later on. So 8 and 6 sleep program isn't just a collection of tips. It's a system. It covers everything. Your AM and PM routines, your bedroom setup and bed environment, nutrition, breathing, tools to track your progress. And here's the thing is that it doesn't add more to your plate. If anything, it simplifies your life by cutting out the things that aren't working and giving you tools to make it easier to get to sleep faster and fall asleep. So it'll save you time, save you energy. So let me ask you this, like, what's the cost though of not fixing your sleep? Because every day you stay in the cycle of poor sleep is another day of missed opportunities. It's another day of low energy, frustration, health, relationships, and career. It all really starts with how well I was sleeping. And if you're like me and you're thinking, I don't necessarily have time to fix this, let's flip that. What I understood is that I don't have time to keep struggling. I didn't want to spend another night laying in bed, tossing and turning, and then waking up feeling like crap. That was like, so I started thinking about it like, okay, imagine what I could do if I had more energy, more clarity, and more patience. And am I willing to adjust a few little things to see the results there? So here's what I'm offering. If you wanted to jump in on this, awesome. If not, no stress at all. There's a lot of free tools that I have available as well that you can check out. But the next 84 people that join the 8 and 6 sleep program in the month of December, you get a free bottle of Complete Restore. It's my favorite recovery aid, which will help you see results even faster, help you fall asleep faster, sleep deeper, and get better REM sleep. It's a $60 bonus, but it's free with the program. So anyone who buys in the next 2 weeks before the end of the month of December, we'll get a free bottle of Complete Restore. Links in the show notes. Click it now to grab your spot. But don't wait another day to feel your best. This is your chance to finally take control of your sleep and your life. So thanks for listening. Hope this is helpful for you, because sleep is just such a critical piece that a lot of people miss, but it's one of those big dominoes or lead dominoes where once you push that over, it makes an impact on the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. And soon all those problems you were working really hard to solve and banging your head against a wall and trying to white knuckle, they become easy and simple. Like the fat loss becomes effortless because your body's actually spending enough time in deep sleep to burn fat and help you recover. You start, like, you're losing focus at work. Don't have clarity on a big project. You're getting enough sleep. All of a sudden you walk into work and you've got great ideas because your body had the time to go through REM sleep and actually deliver those ideas, synthesize information, take stuff from short-term memory, put it into long-term memory, and then make connections. These are super, super valuable. And obviously, like, don't sleep on this, but like, do sleep on it. You know what I mean? Like, sleep more on it if you can, because it's only going to lead to better things. There's literally no downside. And to make it even better, like, if you do this program and you don't get results from it, like, I got a 90-day money back guarantee. So there's no downside to doing it. Guaranteed that it'd be the best money you spend. And right now I think it's like 80% off too. So it's a pretty good deal right now. So thank you for listening. I really appreciate it. I hope this has been helpful for you. And if you need any help with your sleep, please feel free to reach out. Hit me up on Instagram at _$1,000,000body. And if you go there and you drop the word sleep on any of my posts, I'll send you out my PM routine that you can check out as well. So hope you're having an amazing day. I'll talk to you very soon.